YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
There's a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God!
Hello, I am here. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I pressed the wrong button. I was looking for a particular thingy and it came up on the wrong one. Right, let me just double check because I've just had a message. No, my audio looks fine. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh, we've had a super chat come in already. Hi, Priestess 123. I'll get to you very, very, very much soon, my darling. I just need to switch this screen to the doodah. Hang on. There we go. To the mods page. Right, fabulous. Let me have a look. Right, so you can hear me okay. Thank you, Renata. Good. Everything's looking okay on my end. We have got some issues with gremlins at the moment, but hopefully that should all be grand. Let's have a look at who is here today. By the way, hang on, I haven't done any of the normal thing, have I? Let me just change the branding up. This is the branding for the Coffee Club crew, where our members live stream, the pre-live live, if you like. We've just done that over there. Oh gosh, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. I've just done that over there. Should we have me or should we have the logo? Let's have the logo. It's a bit egotistical, isn't it? Look, you're watching me and there's me watching me. Yeah, maybe not. We'll have the logo. That's I don't want to be too egotistical, do I? As a YouTuber, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just somebody on the YouTubes. Right. So we did have the members only chat, and we've decided, or the members decided, to use today the Hanson Roberts tarot deck. So we're going to use this. This is a very old but very standard tarot deck. It's been around for a long time. And I'm using the same cloth as last week, but I do have some different cloths that I was showing the members. So that's good. We do have one super chat in. So let's go through the housekeeping first. How do you get a reading on this channel? What is it all about? Well, you can get a reading in one of two ways. The easiest way is to send a super chat. That will automatically come through on the system. It comes on a separate page, makes it easier for me to see. It also guarantees that your reading will be up next, and you'll get a longer reading, okay? Plus 10% of any monies that we make, once YouTube takes all its cut and everything else and all the taxes and everything else, 10% of the money goes to Fight Bladder Cancer and 10% goes to Bladder Cancer UK, the two bladder cancer charities that basically helped me cope with bladder cancer a couple of years back. So yeah, thank you very much to those two wonderful charities. So we give back by doing that here. Also, the other benefit of the super chat is you do get a longer reading. So on this stream, the free readings are normally 3-card readings. Sometimes it'll be a 1-card. If you just want to know, I don't know, will I win the bingo tomorrow, right? It'll just be a yes no answer, won't it? However, the normal ones on this channel are 3-card readings. If you want a longer reading, that's via the super chats, where they're either 6 or 7-card readings. If you want more detail and you want to keep your information off of the interwebs, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. Do I have a banner? Do I have a thing? Yes, I do. Here, where you can actually book a 10-card or a live one-on-one reading. So I do those, and yeah, so go and have a look at those, or you can get that via my website as well, which is beyondauthentic.co.uk. So all of that is available. Before we go any further, though, we do have to say that on this channel, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional in those areas. Okay, I'm not a professional, I'm a gifted amateur. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yep, that was the gremlins. We are on an Ethernet. Yep, we're fine. We're on an Ethernet cable, but as just happened earlier, somehow it's freezing. This is down to Virgin Media. It's not down to us. Okay, it's something to do with Virgin Media. The connection is a little bit ropey, so hopefully we're just going to keep going. Okay, we'll just keep going. Hopefully that's not going to impair things tonight too much. But let's have a look at who is here in the live stream before we start the readings. I've got to say, oh gosh, hang on, there we go. So I've got Holland from Blue Chalice. Good evening to Holland. Holland is one of our lovely moderators. You can tell the moderators on this channel because their names are blue and there is a little spanner or a wrench next to their name. Now, Holland and Ed and Patricia and Neil, if he pops on, they are all 100% trusted. And they are all, if they ever ask you a question or ask you to confirm something, they are doing it with my absolute 100% backing. And if you are somebody who likes trolling, they will kick you and ban you from the channel. If you are somebody who is spamming in the chat, spamming your question over and over again, the moderators will sort that out as well. So whatever it is, the mods have my full and total backing. And if they say I've had to block somebody, I will just ask why. I won't ask, oh, do you think that was too much? Nope. They want to block someone, they can block someone. And yeah, they are 100% trusted on the channel, if that makes sense. Renata is here. Good evening to Renata. Ed is here, one of our other moderators. Renata's going to make herself a drink, not another cranberry with toxic addiction. No, don't do toxic cranberry. Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty is here. Fabulous. Good evening to you. Look, there's Patricia. Patricia is here, another moderator. High Priestess is here. We've said hello to you. I'll get to your reading next, my darling. Ed's here. I've said that already. Where are we up to? Judy is here. Good evening, Judy. Oh, there's your question, High Priestess. I've got your question in. Thank you very much, my darling. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Ellis Dodd is here. Good evening, Ellis. I hope you are well as well. Oh, Jay's here. Good evening, Niblet. Good evening, Niblet. Yeah, you're doing okay. Nancy Bagel is here as well. Good evening. Good evening to everybody. We've got a few starting tonight, so that's good. Right. The other thing, as Holly just reminded me, yes, the other thing is tarot is for tarot readings. You've got to be 18 years of age or over on this channel. Okay, that's the other part of the disclaimer that's running at the bottom of the screen. So then, how do you get a tarot reading on this channel? Let me just go in and change the doodahs. The easiest way to get a tarot reading is to send a super chat, as High Priestess 123 has done. However, if you would like a free reading, it just showed up on your For You page on YouTube. Yay! YouTube's doing something right then. So yes, if you what was I saying? I've got all confused now. If you would like a free reading, all you got to do is wait until I have read the super chats, and then I will open up a free round. How you get a reading on a free round is you start your question with the word question in the live chat, and I will pick one of those at random. If yours isn't picked, select and copy your question and hold it until I open up another free round. Okay. If we get multiple super chats in, I will read those multiple super chats and then open a free round. Hopefully that all makes sense. Right. So I'm going to jump to what am I doing? You treated yourself to a takeaway as you're having a pain flare up this week. So you're having a nice, relaxed, cozy evening. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for helping us have a nice, cozy evening as well, Ellis. Oh, excuse me. I need to pour my other coffee out in a second, but I am having, as well as the fibro flare up that I'm experiencing, I've also got a sciatic flare up. So if I get up and down and be a bit jumpy later, it's because my sciatic nerve on my right side is playing up again. This is how I know there's snow coming, Renata, because my sciatic nerve kicks in. It's like a weathercock. That was weathercock, YouTube, on the algorithm. That was not a swear word. A weathercock is a metal tin plate thing that goes on top of barns and churches that revolves in the wind and shows you which way the wind is traveling. Thank you very much. Please don't ban the channel. Yes. So, Judy, I've got your super chat in as well. In fact, will 2024 bring a change in your life? We'll have a look, my darling. So we're going to start all of this right now. We're going to start some tarot readings and everything. And yes, we're going to do that. We'll start all of that now. So I'm looking for a thing that I haven't got on here. Yeah, well, we're going to start that right now. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Yes, indeed. Right then, let's get the readings going. So we've got, as I said, the Hanson Roberts deck on the desk today. And let's take that one off. Here we go. So as always, when I'm doing the readings, I have the super chat. No, I don't. That's the wrong word. I have the live chat off. So I can't see anything in the live chat. So High Priestess 123, this is your question here. What I would say, my darling, is if you've got any questions or any comments, put them in the chat and I will get to them after the reading. Okay. So then let me just turn the light on a little bit brighter. So then, Wispy. Oh, first things first. Cleanse the space. Second thing, get rid of the fluff on the desk. That's never a good thing, is it? Wispy. Here we go with our lovely Wispy air dragon. Wispy, High Priestess 123 would like to know. She had a meeting with Robbie, and there's been no major no major change other than he prefers you do one thing over another. What is his energy towards you and the likelihood of adding days? You suggested you might be winding down. Well, I've got to say, if my memory from last week is right, winding down feels appropriate, but let's have a look. So then, Wispy, we want to know, is Robbie going to add extra days to High Priestess 123? That's generally what we're looking for. Are we going to have extra added work days? Let's have a look. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We will do the career obstacle, your position, and the opportunities. Okay. I don't know whether that's the same spread as we did last time. I can't remember spreads, but we'll do the career obstacle, your position within that, and the opportunities to come. Is that it, Wispy? Is that the drop? That's the drop. Okay. Very, very, very close drop. So then, if you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, when I talk about Wispy and play this lovely piece of wind chime, Wispy is an air dragon, an air elemental that I work with the tarot. It's basically my connection with the Akashic records. Now, if you don't know what all of that means, have a look down in the description box. There, just before there's a line that goes across the page, there is a link to a podcast episode that me and Neil did about my dragons and egregores and what they are. Right then, so this is the career obstacle, your position, and the opportunity. These cards feel tiny, and the opportunity, and then we're going to look at underneath what the underlying sort of elements are. So what's going on under the surface? Okay, so this one might be Robbie's perspective. These are all reversed. I mean, okay, it looks like the majority of this deck is reversed. So I'm not going to read these as reversed. It basically means that I've at some point organized this deck, and then I might have been doing it for a video, and then I haven't added in reversal elements. So I'm reading them all as upright, and we'll see what the energy is with that. And then if I need to clarify anything, I'll bring in Fifth Spirit to just double check that the uprights were correct. Okay, so let's have a look then. So in the career obstacle, what is the obstacle coming in? We've got a Page of Swords. That makes sense. So yeah, so there is an obstacle in place, and it looks like it is down to maybe younger people coming on board. What's it called where you get, what's it called when you have young people coming on and they come in and work for free, either apprenticeships, that's the word, or things like that. So it kind of feels like there's a movement maybe with younger folk coming in, and that might be replacing some of what you do, or there may be people coming in on temporary contracts, that sort of thing, because the page is very much a growing energy. This isn't necessarily permanent members of staff. It's almost like there are temporary staff coming in to replace permanent members, and it feels like that is, I would say this is an injustice, okay, because the Justice card is coming in. So I think it's something to do with, maybe again, there is an element with the team. If I remember rightly, there was something about the teams. So again, I think this Justice card will be talking about maybe you're getting tarred with that brush. I don't know, but it feels very much like it's like people are being brought in to replace experience, and I don't quite know why. Well, let's have a look and see if there's any reason why, but it definitely feels like new. Do you know in the workplace where you get people that are on long-term contracts, right? And then they bring in new people on cheaper contracts because they don't have to pay as much. And once they've paid severance and all of that, it's cheaper to have people on lower contracts than it is to have people on the current contract. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that going on. It really is. And I don't know. My guess is that Rob can't tell you any details because it's all like 3 levels above his head, if that makes sense. As far as your position's concerned, we've got the 10 of Swords, my darling. We've got the 10 of Swords. I think if I was you and getting this reading, I would look at it as maybe an opportunity to start putting irons in other fires. Maybe update your CV, get on, what is it, Indeed and LinkedIn and all of these sites, just in case. If I remember rightly, you're a freelancer. Maybe start looking at other contract options. It doesn't feel like they're going to be adding days for you. It feels like it really does feel like this idea of winding down. It really does feel like that. It feels like Robbie is trying to get you as much work as he can, but it also feels with this 10 of Swords that might be coming to an end at some point, because again, underneath this is the 3 of Pentacles. This is the card of learning. So this is the card that talks about, you know, learning a new skill, learning a new task, apprenticeships. I mean, it's weird that it came in with this card. This is the card of apprenticeships, the 3 of Pentacles. In a lot of decks, you'll see it with a nun and a monk, and then maybe a tradesperson with a young apprentice. And so, yeah, it really feels like they are bringing in temporary contract, new staff contract, all of that to try and offset costs. Again, I don't know, but that is absolutely what the cards are screaming. This 10 of Swords is very worrying, okay, in terms of your position. It feels very much like, it almost feels like Robbie was told to let you go, but has managed to keep you on temporarily, but doesn't want to tell you all of those details yet. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but that's what this feels like to me. In the opportunity position, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, what does the Wheel of Fortune mean in this context? The Wheel of Fortune means it's opportunities. Maybe it's time to absolutely move on. The Wheel of Fortune is like the roulette wheel. You could win big, you could lose big. But in this position as an opportunity, it's saying it is maybe time to spin that wheel. And as I said earlier, put irons in new fires. It really doesn't feel like this is going to be a long-term position throughout 2024. You might get, you know, there might be a few more months, and then I don't know. It just doesn't feel like this is a permanent long-term plan for you, my darling. Particularly because in the underlying, we got the Two of Pentacles. So this feels like your connection with Robbie. It feels like that connection is kind of keeping things going at the moment, and it almost feels like that if I had to guess, I would say that there are talks and conversations at higher levels about cutbacks and about replacements and all of that. And it's almost like Robbie appreciates your work and finds value in what you do and is trying to hold on as long as possible for you. But it kind of is, you know, decisions are being made above his head. This Two of Pentacles, though, it could be that there's a partnership. So I don't know whether you and Robbie have got the opportunity or whether there's something where you can almost become a consultant within that field, and maybe have you in on an ad hoc basis. But it definitely feels like it's winding down somewhere. The opportunity does present that there are new opportunities coming, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about new opportunities. And the Two of Pentacles, again, it's a financial, it's a partnership, it's a positive card. We've got the infinity symbol here. So although it will feel like a negative in the short term, over the long term, the infinity, it is a positive step. So yeah, hopefully, High Priestess, that makes some sense. I absolutely agree with you about this winding down thing. It absolutely feels like decisions are being made in higher levels that aren't quite filtering down yet, and it's almost like they have a time scale, but they're not ready to announce it, because once it's all announced, then that starts the ball rolling, if that makes sense. Hopefully, though, that makes some sense to you, and hopefully that helps. But thank you ever so much for your question, and thank you for the super chat. Right, let me click on the, well, first of all, let me change to the other camera. There we go. So you can see my ugly mug. And then I'm going to have a look in the live streams. So let's have a look. Good evening to Shika Magol. There was no getting tarred. Okay. Again, then it may just be this idea then that you are, how can I put it? It may be that it is, what is it they say? A fresh broom cleans cleanest, sweeps cleanest, something like that. Or it's this, yes. He's just one of the other clients, right? Then maybe you need to really focus on the other clients. Yeah, I think it really does feel that you have this connection, and it does feel like I think he wants to keep you on. I think he's almost like, well, maybe we could eventually employ you direct and not have, you know what I mean? It's like there's something he wants to keep you on. He wants to keep you in the mix. Whether that's because he enjoys his time with you on a personal level, or because he appreciates what you do, you know, within the workplace on a professional level, it really does feel like he has that connection there. You have a partnership. Yeah, that'll be why that Two of Pentacles is coming up. It might be worth, you know, talking about if there were other opportunities, or different opportunities to work with him or to work with the company, because that Wheel of Fortune card is all about different opportunities. And again, it may be that they'll say, you know, not to work as a consultant, but maybe to work in-house. Like that might be what that Wheel of Fortune is talking about. I don't know. It does feel very much like there are some pretty major changes happening there, if that makes sense, in terms of in terms of structural changes. Yeah, it really does feel like, and again, it feels like these are like it's no reflection on you. It feels like all of the changes are happening just because, and it's like it's all above everybody's head. But I do think it is down to budgets from high above, and it does also feel like he's trying to manage your expense within that budget, if that makes sense. He will only add a few days, but it may not be up to him with money. I can't work in-house. You live too far. Then I don't know then, my darling, but it does feel like, yeah, no, they don't have to do with them. I mean, the other opportunity, the Wheel of Fortune could well represent a closeness in the relationship between the two of you. So whatever that Wheel of Fortune, that's the interesting thing to come. But yeah, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really, really do. And thank you ever so much for your question. Just whatever it is, he already knows what he has to say or what he has to do. He knows already. He just isn't able to verbalize it yet. He's not able to tell you yet, if that makes sense. Because I'm getting this idea of like things being stuck in my throat. It's like I just need to hack up that furball. So it's like the information's there. I'm just not allowed to give it yet. But yeah. Right then, I'm going to move straight on. So thank you, High Priestess. I'm going to move on to Judy now, who sent a super chat. Judy, my darling, will 2024 bring a major shift in your life, please? You're feeling change. Do you know what? I think 2024 is going to be a major year for quite a few of us. It feels like it feels like an interesting year. It feels like a year of growth. Now, the problem is a year of growth normally means a year of pain, because we don't normally grow without pain. Do you know what I mean? It's why they're called growing pains. So it really does feel like there's a lot of interesting energy around. But we'll see what the cards are saying for you, my darling. So there's your cleansing, and we'll bring in Wispy again. So Wispy, Judy would like to know, will 2024 bring a major shift in my life, please? I'm feeling change. So then let's have a look. Let's see what the situation could be. Let's have a look. We want a good... Okay, we'll do the where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunities. We'll do it as an inverted V, or as an inverted triangle. So the V reading, okay? That sounds quite interesting with this deck. So then, everybody else, if you're waiting for a free round, there should be one coming up currently. It'll be coming up after this reading, okay? If we don't get any more super chats in, I'll be opening up a free round straight after this. Don't forget, you can send a super chat at any time. You don't have to wait for a round to send a super chat. So then, Judy, let's have a look. So the where you are. Oh, we've got... There we go. Right. So that came up reversed as well. So these first three have come up reversed. I don't know whether you caught what they were, but we've got the King of Swords, the Knight of Rods, and the Eight of Rods or Wands. And then we'll look at the connective tissues between these. Sorry about this connection issue. This is Virgin. The Seven of Swords and the Nine of Rods upright. And then we've got the Five of Rods upright. Now, on the last reading, I actually did turn half the deck upside down, okay? Because, you know, when I said they were all coming up reversed, I turned half the deck upside down like that, and then I shuffled them. So that is what we've done. We've done that, and this is still... these reversals are still coming up. So this is now not a shuffling error or a shuffling issue. This is down to the cards wanting to come up that way. Yeah, sorry everyone. It looks like we're just going to have a night of that today. I will in a second, I'll play something and I'll quickly go and check the connection between here and the router. Right, so Judy, what major shift, or is there a major shift coming? So where you are, let's have a look. We've got the King of Swords reverse. So this feels like there's been a lot of hassle brought to your door, if that makes sense. So it's like a lot of challenges and a lot of, it's okay, my darling, I will go through them. How would you send a super chat? Just where the comment section is, there's a little $ with some notes, and you click on that one, Shika. So let me go back onto that page. There we go. So I can't see the comments. I thought there'd be a lot of comments about, you know, it freezing and being back. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense now. So the knight, no, the King of Swords. This could be an authority figure, okay, because it is the king. Look, if I show it that way. I wish this deck was bigger because it's such a tiny little deck. Oh my God. Felt like somebody was coming through the roof then. Jesus. Right. So the King of Swords is an authority figure, but it's also a very, oh, hang on a second. What's this? Hang on. Oh dear. I've got, for that, oh, sorry for everybody. This is my ADHD in practice, right? I've just seen a pop-up come up talking about the weather for this coming week, and it's saying that we've got record lows hitting this week. I already said on the members chat that where we are in Leeds, we've got a weather warning of snow and ice. It's now looking at -2 tomorrow, -1 on Tuesday, -3 on Wednesday and Thursday. So all of that has just popped up on my screen. So we're into the minus figures this coming week. So yeah, if you're in Yorkshire, be prepared for snow. Anyway, sorry about that, Judy. So the King of Swords coming up here in the where you are. I think issues and troubles, challenges have been brought to you, if that makes sense. So it feels like this isn't your problem, but you're having to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? In the what you need to know, we've got the Knight of Rods reversed. So rods in this case is wands, and the knight is that rebellious sort of teenage energy. The knights are like the knights of the round table. Oh, we'll go off searching for, you know, the golden cup. We'll just, yep, come on, we'll go off and get the chalice. Yay. Well, that's great, but we don't know where it is, and nobody's seen it in 500 years, and it might not even be real. But never mind, we'll just go racing off on our horses. We'll go and find it. And this vibe is also reversed. So it's literally saying that whatever these issues are, if it's to do with younger people or if it's to do with that sort of teenage rebellious energy, then again, it feels like it's something you're having to deal with. Does that make sense? So it's not something that you are manifesting. It's like everything about it is just dropping on your doorstep. Does that make sense to you, my darling? And then the opportunity that's to come, it's another reverse card. It's the 8 of Rods, the 8 of Wands. Now, in this case, this is talking about everything being up in the air. So I think this is a good one. It is reversed because, again, you know, so it may well be that it feels difficult when you get to this point. But I always say, when these rods are like this, when these wands are up in the air, it feels very much like this is your opportunity to pick and choose the elements of your life that you want to take forward. Okay. So the 8 is always on a journey to the 9. So Wands is confidence. It's talking about how you get more confident, more, you know, self-assured, all of that. Even when it's reversed, it's still talking about that confidence issue. But it feels like there is an opportunity to turn things around and for you to decide which of these issues you take forward. Because for me, this is always like these wands have been thrown out the window and then they're about to hit the ground, and you get to decide. You might go, wow, this rod or this wand here, this represents, I don't know, the argument with the next door neighbor. This rod represents, you know, the shitty boss that we've got in lower management. This rod represents my friend Brenda, who's currently, you know, being an asshole to me. So I'm deciding I'm going to not be friends with Brenda anymore. I've got no choice but to put up with the boss in lower management. But my neighbor being a dick, I'm not going to speak to them either. So it's like, this is your choice. Everything's kind of crystallizing, and it's your choice to choose which elements you want to take forward. Okay. Now the connective tissues are interesting because we've got the 7 of Swords linking the King of Swords and the Knight of Rods. Now, again, this is difficult decisions. This is taking on too much. You can see this person's nicked all these swords from the tents here in the background, but they've left 2 behind. So these are difficult decisions. Which ones do you take forward? Which ones do you leave? Again, this is leading into this 8 of rods, this 8 of wands. So it's talking about you've got some heavy decisions to make as to what you move forward with. What are you going to cut out of your life that doesn't cause you happiness? Do you know what I mean? If something isn't a benefit to you, what are you going to cut out? What are you going to get rid of? And this is those difficult decisions. And I don't think it's just on you. It feels like these decisions, because it's reversed, it's like it's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, Judy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you get rid of the things that you are then able to move forward with, sorry, I've just realized it's the wrong thing up on screen. There you go. If you get rid of the things that you're able to move forward with, somebody is going to be upset, but it's for your betterment. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're taking on other people's shit, and for you, it's going to be better if you let some of that lie. We've then got from the Knight of Rods to the 8 of Rods, we've got the 9. So do you remember me talking here about the journey towards the 9? The 9 is here. So this is like a subconscious level. And this is a really, you can see like this person has been through the wars. They've got a bandage on their head. They're wearing the armor. There's, you know, lots and lots of sort of dints. I don't know whether you can quite see that on the screen. And then we've got the rods, or the pikes, I think they're called in medieval warfare, kind of standing there. This is that defensive element. This is that, you know, recovering their wounds, licking their wounds, but moving forward. This is a victorious wounding. Does that make sense? It's like they've got through the battle and they're on the way to winning the war. So again, I think this is talking about not taking on this sort of energy and moving forward to allow yourself to pick up the things you want and let go of the things you don't. I think that's why this is saying it's like this is your victory to take forward. Licking your wounds, it's not going to be an easy decision, but ultimately it is going to get you to the point where you can make those tough choices and to change that shift. So I think this isn't really a shift coming to you. This is a shift coming from you, if that makes sense, Judy. This is your opportunity to manifest that shift, because the root of it all, we've got the 5 of rods, right? 5 of wands. Now this is reversed. So right way up, this is talking about turmoil. This is talking about disagreement and sort of difficulty between the how can I put it? This is like being pulled in multiple directions, right? When it's reversed, these are other people pulling you in multiple directions. These are other people saying, Judy, come and do this. Judy, come and do that. Judy, why did you do this? Judy, why have you done that? Judy, 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 Judy. And this is you at the very root of it all going, do you know what? I'm at the point where I'm going to say, fuck you. I need to do this for me. And we're going to make some changes, right? Now, let's look at the pattern. We take this one out of the equation and we go from the King of Swords, right? So King of Swords reversed, shit coming to your door from somebody else, right? Not your problems, but you're still having to deal with it. We go to the 7 of Swords. This is the difficult choices that makes you have. Difficult choices to move forward. Very tough choices for you to for you, basically tough choices for you. So, and again, stuff that isn't necessarily your problem, but you're having to deal with it. Then we get the 5. And so we've got that image of the 5 coming in with that hardship and that turmoil, that difficulty in making a decision and sticking to it. But this is you deciding no more. We have to make changes, which leads you to this element of whatever you decide is going to be difficult for you, and you're going to have to lick your wounds, but it becomes a victory in the end with the 9, leading you to the 8 of Rods, which is what you need to do. Okay. And this is about that thing of looking at the overall picture and deciding if these 3 things or 4 things or 8 of these 8 things, if this isn't making me happy, I've got to make the changes. And this is like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you might as well do it for your good, right? Might as well make the choices, the tough choices, but make the choices that lead towards that 9, towards that confidence. Does that make sense? Because although the 9's appeared here, it's giving you the confidence to make the decisions that will lead back into the confidence and allow you to make to manifest that shift, to manifest that change. But it's down to you, my darling. Unfortunately, the universe is giving you the opportunity to do it. It's not going to do it for you. Okay. And I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. There's, I think quite a few of us have to make some really tough choices this year and really focus on what it is we want to achieve, what are the important things in our lives, and where we're headed. And I think for a lot of us, those choices are going to be very difficult. But it does feel that at the moment, my darling, that opportunity is falling in your lap. So it's down to you to decide what you want to do moving forward. So yeah, hopefully, my darling, that helps. Hopefully that helps. Right, let's have a look. Bryn, thank you very much for your question. I'll get on to that shortly. Yes, you do. Oh, hang on, what's that? You do feel you have important decisions in front of you. Yes, you absolutely do. Absolutely do. Abso-friggin-lutely, 100%. No problem, Bryn. I'll get onto that for you in a second. You feel you gain strength and growth from the challenges. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, you do. We all gain strength and knowledge from those, but it is very... It can sometimes, as I say, a year of growth is always a year of pain because it's growing pains. And only when we look at it from the other side, once the year is done, do we realize just how much we have changed. Thank you, Patricia, by the way. I did get it. I was mid-flow on my conversation. I didn't want to go, thank you, Bryn, because I would get distracted. But thank you for sending me that message that Bryn had sent a super chat. And yay, thank you very much, Judy, for that confirmation. A very accurate reading, Lisa. Thank you so much. We try on this channel to do accurate and authentic. That's why the channel's called Beyond Authentic. That is why it's called that, or StreamYard Beyond Authentic. If anyone's wondering why this is here, it's because StreamYard did a deal, right, at New Year that would, instead of me paying, I think it was like $35, $38 or $25, $28, whatever it was, something like that, right, around the $30 mark for this service, I could basically keep everything and just allow them to put this here, and it would only cost me $10 a month. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll have that. I'll have a 66% saving or something in order to just carry the StreamYard logo. And I always have that down in the description box. There we go. Sorry, everyone. It just bonged that my microphone is unplugged. It isn't. Gremlins. Right. We're going to smudge the room. Luckily, I've got my smudge spray. Right. Hang on. Is that leaning on there? Right. There's nothing. Nothing should be muting the mic in any way, shape, or form. So let me just, I'm going to spray the curtain. Oh, my smudge spray doesn't want to spray. Oh, bollocks. Right, hang on. Let me spray the other one. I've got the branded one here. There we go. Can we smudge this, please? Thank you very much. Faye fuckers. Oh, I tell you what, Patricia, the Faye have been messing around in here. Faye fuckers. Faye fuckers, fuck off, please. No Faye. Thank you very much. Right. There we go. And I'm going to put a little bit just there, down there, into the radiator. So as it warms up, it will smell lovely in here. Right. There we go. And we're going to ding the bell. Cleanse the room. No more. As soon as I've done that, I move. There's nothing I'm doing, is there? Cindy, thank you very much for your super chat. I've got one in from Bryn I'm going to do next, and then I will. Hang on. Definitely plugged in. Definitely plugged in. Oh, I'll tell you what, the Fae are gonna they're messing with the wrong witch. I'm telling you, they are messing with the wrong witch. Right then, so Bryn MRC, you are up now. Let me just pour me coffee. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I will run and double check the connection, make sure there's no issue with the wire in the hallway that connects us to the router, and I've just poured myself a coffee, so I will go and do that right now. So Bryn, get ready. In less than a minute, your reading will be happening. Okay, I just need to double check that I haven't trapped the wire or something, or caught it in a doorway or something. So while I go and do that, I'm just going to press this, which is, yes, technically it is an advert, but it's a small business shout out to 2 small businesses from 2 of our lovely mods here, and we get no kickback for this. This is just because they're lovely people with lovely businesses. So yeah.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com.
Yes, indeed. Right then, we are. I am back. The cable seems to be okay. I've just jiggled it and moved it into position, so it should be okay. There should be nothing going wrong. Everything is plugged in at this end and plugged in at the other end. So theoretically, it should all be good, right? So hopefully that's not going to have any more connection problems. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just had a slurp of coffee. Right then, let's have a little look. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. I've got a little bit of that. And it's a bit weird. What? AI at its worst. I haven't got AI. We don't use AI. I don't know. Let's have schlocky tarot for all. No, we don't do schlocky tarot. No. We do accurate tarot for Bryn. Right then. So Bryn, cleanse the space. I've got to say, it smells really strong in here now. No Fae fuckers can fuck with us. Fuck with Fae and find out. I know, right? How many F-bombs can I drop before YouTube boots us from the platform? Right, Wispy. Bryn would like a career reading, an upcoming career reading. What is to come in Bryn's career? Right, again, I tell you what, Bryn, was that a flip? Felt like a flip. No, let's have a look then. We'll do your, I tell you what, we'll do the same. Shall we do the same 6 card? Yeah, we'll do the same 6 card actually. Where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. Okay, that's what we'll do as a 6 card Wispy, an inverted triangle 6 card. Here we go. Oh, is that it? Like a 3 card drop? No, it's going again. It's going to go again. There you go. Bit of a waterfall drop there. One's after the other after the other. So then let's have a look. So where you are, Ace of Swords, right? What you need to know, 3 of Rods, both upright, and the opportunity is the 10 of Cups reversed, the connective tissues and the root. Right, let's have a look. So, interesting. There's a lot of swords here. And the Hierophant as the base. Right, so then, Bryn, in the where you are now, we've got the Ace of Swords. So this is a new project, okay? But it's a new project that is bringing in some level of difficulty or challenge. So you can see the sword here shining brightly through the clouds. You've got the crack of light coming through the clouds, and it looks really lovely, doesn't it? It looks like a gorgeous, like this is the Excalibur moment. This is that shot in all the films where here we held the sword aloft, yay. You've also got this laurel wreath. So whatever this challenge is that's coming up, whatever this challenge is that's around you right now, you are going to be victorious. It might take a little while for that to pan out because we've got the dark storm clouds here, but you are in the long run going to be victorious because of this wreath. If it was the other way up, it will be saying maybe not. But this is saying, yeah, it feels like whatever the career challenge is at the moment, whatever the new challenge is, it feels like you will actually benefit from it. Now, in the what you need to know, we've got the Three of Rods. So this is talking about bringing in a bit more security, a bit more strength, a bit more confidence, and actually having people join you, but whilst also keeping an eye on the horizon for something unknown, if that makes sense. So there is, it's like shore up your defenses. So if this was, I don't know what you do for a living, but say you work in a computer company, this would be a case of, right, look at your firewall, look at your, you know, your blockers and all of that, and maybe upgrade your defensive firewalls and doodahs, right? So this is what this is saying. So maybe you need to keep an eye on the longer term plans within the career, or maybe if you're looking for work at the moment, you need to really look a little bit further afield for opportunities that aren't the norm. Okay, so it doesn't feel like this is a negative, because that would be reversed. It feels like this is a positive, but it does mean maybe act a little bit defensively at the moment. So maybe add a bit of savings, or, you know, just start making some preparations for what if, you know, what if everything goes wrong? How do you survive? So maybe that is putting a little bit more of a paycheck away each month, or whatever. In the opportunity, we've got the 10 of Cups reversed. Now, the 10 of Cups is talking about lots of emotions. I always talk about this 9 being full and the 10 being overflowing. So this is overflowing happiness and joy and family and rainbows and Disney endings and happy ever afters. But this is reversed, which means there is an opportunity here, but it might not be what you think currently would make you happy, right? Does that make sense? So it's like, this is a positive outcome, but it's a positive outcome that at the moment you think would probably be a negative outcome. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not the hearts and flowers sort of typical everything's grand. Is there's some sort of twist on that, which may or may not make it feel like a victory, but it is still a victory, if that makes sense. So it's like, if you're looking for work, then it's saying that you will find a job, but it may come with caveats. So it may be that you'll have to do, you know, yeah, you found a job, but you've got to start as an apprentice, or you found a job, but it's, you know, miles away, or whatever it is. There's some sort of caveat. So this is a happy-ish ever after. Do you know what I mean? The connective tissue then between the Ace of Swords and the Three of Rods. I wish this was just called wands, because I struggle with the R's sometimes. The R's, can't even say it. We got the Four of Swords. Look, so the Four of Swords, four is stability. When it's reversed, the stability becomes stagnant. This person is so stagnant, they're in a bloody morgue. Do you know what I mean? This is a tomb. You can't get more stagnant than this. This is a stone carving of a person. They are pretty stagnant. Do you know what I mean? They ain't going nowhere. So that is what this is linking. It's like, whatever this defensive element is and whatever this new start, it's like underneath, it's causing, like, you've got this stagnant energy that you need to shift. Now, when it's reversed like this, like, so even this way up, it's stability. This way is that stagnance. So it's like, whatever it is that you do, you kind of want to open the windows on your career and let the air through a little bit, make some shifts, make some changes. And you do that by bringing in this Page of Swords. So in this case, Swords is the challenge energy, the challenge suit, rather than it being doom and gloom and doom and disaster. And it's talking about bringing in a bit more vitality, a bit more of that sort of youthful energy, that youthful verve, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because it's upright. So it's not that it's a negative, even though it's a sword. It is bringing in that challenge energy. And then the root of it all, we've got the Guru card, the Hierophant, the leader, the person who makes the decisions, the person who knows a lot. Now, as your root, this is really interesting. In fact, let me see if I've got, because the standard doodah with the Hierophant is a little bit similar, different but similar. Sorry, I'm back. With the supplicants here. So this is the religious leader with the supplicants, you know, praying and bowing their heads and all of that. So there's definitely a lot happening here, if that makes sense. With the Hierophant, there's an element of being the teacher, being a tutor. So if there's something career-wise that you can do around that, if there's something about maybe being a consultant or moving into some sort of teaching or tutorship, then maybe look at that as an option, because that is coming into the root. So it's almost like where you are at the moment and what you're doing career-wise at the moment, it's like you've learned all you need to learn, and now you're wanting to pass that knowledge on. Now, again, when we look at the pattern, we take the rods out the way, we go from where you are to the opportunity. So this new challenge is starting with the Ace of Swords, which is going to blow away the stagnancy. So the stagnancy is causing this new start. So that's a good thing. And it's this kind of Hierophant guru energy that's leading it all. It's like, yeah, you don't want to be doing all the same thing all the time. You know what you're doing now. You want to actually teach other people and you know, have that knowledge passed on somehow. And we've got that by going up with this youthful energy, this new start energy, this sort of, I'm going to do things in a fresh way. I'm going to bring back this fresh sort of view of things, doing it my way, which is a little bit different, which is going to lead you to ultimately the 10 of Cups, which is in the opportunity position. I don't think it is all hearts and flowers, but it's definitely a positive vibe when we look at it like this, if that makes sense, because it does feel like this is going to be something that is going to be beneficial, but it isn't romantic, it isn't family related. It's really like it's your, oh, okay, thank you, Westby. It's your passion. It's your passion. So it's like leading into whatever this is, whatever passion it is, it's leading into that. And yeah, so go with that, my darling. Go with that. That is what it's saying. So hopefully that makes sense. There is going to be some career changes. There is going to be an element of you being that teacher, or taking on that tutorial role and follow this passion, but maybe not in the standard sense, because this is reversed, maybe not in the standard sense, right? So there's something around here which is saying whatever this is that you can do, it may be instead of teaching in a you know, on the job, you might do a course online as a side hustle. You might do, you know, a series of seminars or something. There's something here around this being in a different way because of the reversal on the 10. Anyway, Bryn, I hope that helps, my darling. Sorry for the interweb freezing midway through. I don't know what is happening again tonight. I will have to reset everything before Tuesday. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Right, I'm going to briefly change the cameras and have a look at the live chat, and then Cindy, I will come to your reading. Let me just have a little look see. Yes, a sword cuts both ways. A sword cuts both. No, I didn't say it means schlocky. Oh, I could do the schlocky horror, couldn't I? The schlocky tarot. I could do, yes. I could do. Yeah, a sword does cut from both sides. A sword cuts both ways. It's an interesting, the idea of the swords, they're interesting, especially the way they're depicted in most decks. Most decks do have them as a double-sided sword. Occasionally you can see them on like the curved blades where you've only got that one sharp edge, but generally they are double-sided. But yes, I do agree. I think, yeah, I actually quite like the idea of doing the schlocky tarot. If I was to do my own deck, it would be Lisa's Schlock Tarot deck. Yeah, that could be interesting. Right then. So Cindy, I've got your reading coming up. Schlock. I've got your reading coming up. I'm just getting the what's it called? The definition up. So the definition of schlock it's North American. It actually comes from Hebrew or from Yiddish. And it means cheap, inferior, or mass-produced schlock. So yeah, it's that sort of, it would be one of those Chinese decks. with the QR code. But it would be one that is made to look like that, but will actually be an incredibly intuitive and deep and meaningful deck, if you know what I mean. But right then, Cindy, you're here, my darling. Fantastic. I'm gonna take a slurp of my coffee, and while I do that, I'm gonna hit this magic button, and then you'll be up straight after this, Cindy. Yes, indeed. We're using the Hampton Roberts deck today, everybody. This is, I think this came out in the 70s, if I remember rightly. Not that I was around. Well, I was around in the 70s, but I wasn't buying tarot decks in the 70s. And I was only around in the late 70s anyway. So, you know, it's not as if I was looking at different aspects of tarot back then. No, I don't need your date of birth, my darling. We don't do astrological, we just do the tarot. So then Cindy's question is, hello, I'm Cindy. Nice to meet you, Cindy, my darling. I would like to know, how does Christopher, born 21st of August, feel for you? How does Christopher feel for Cindy? That's what we want to know. So as always, we ring the bell. The bell is the cleansing energy that we use to cleanse between spaces. And we bring in Wispy. Wispy is our air elemental, our air dragon. And we bring Wispy. I've just seen, look, right up here in the corner of the screen, up there, look. If I do this with my hands, you can just see my hands moving around on the other screen. Oh gosh, so I know this isn't about the reading, but the other day I was sorting out the CCTV cameras, and because I've got one in this room, I was watching me sat here on screen, watching a version of me on the screen, watching a version of me of the screen, and a version. So it literally was going like this, going with multiples of me, and there was a slight like millisecond or half a second delay. So as I would do this, the one in the one in the picture, so it would be like, and then the one next to it would do it. So I was having a whale of a time. It was as if I was in one of those old Barclay, what's it called? Barclay Berkshire. No, thingy. One of those old 1920s, 1930s musicals where they did like the swimming pool things and their arms would go and then you'd have one after the other after the other. Buzzley Berkeley. Oh, what is the name of it? I can't remember. But anyway, whatever those musicals were, that's what it felt like. And I was having a right old giggle to myself. If anybody had watched me, they would have thought I was stark raving bonkers. All I'm doing is just like moving like this and watching the camera and giggling to myself as multiple copies did it in time with just like a half a second delay. But it made me laugh. Busby Berkeley, Busby. Somebody please, can one of the mods Google like musicals from old Hollywood? Busby Berkeley. I don't know when it was. Can't remember. Yes. Anyway, right then, Cindy, Wispy, come on, let's get some serious readings going on. Cindy would like to know, how does Christopher feel about Cindy? That's what we want to know. A nice romantic relationship reading, please. How does Christopher feel about Cindy? Let's have a look. Right, I tell you what we'll do, Cindy. We'll do the you, your path, and the potential as a relationship reading. Okay. So you, your path, and the potential. Is that it? We've had very small drops tonight, haven't we? Very small drops. Very interesting that. I don't know why it's interesting, but it is. So then we've got the King of Cups, a romantic energy, a very romantic vibe. So that's good. We've got your path, the Page of Rods, the Page of Wands reversed, and we've got the potential. The Ten of Swords. Right. Okay. What's connecting them? We've got the Star reversed. We've got the Nine of Rods again in this position upright, and the base, the World reversed. Right, my darling. Ooh. So how does Christopher feel about Cindy? Let's have a look. So is there a connection with your path? Well, we've got you at the moment, the King of Cups. Now, the King is the final say in the tarot suits, right? The Queen is the nurturing energy. The King is the final say, the final authority energy. And this is reversed, which means I think that this is talking about kind of almost like, I don't know whether your last relationship, whether you were the one that sort of ended it and it was like, this is done and finished and done. It feels very much like, because it's reversed, it's either that you ended what was maybe an unhappy relationship. Sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to, hopefully you can hear and see me okay again. This is really, really annoying tonight. I'm just trying to connect the Wi-Fi as a backup. It's saying it should be, hang on, let me try this one. It should be fine with this Ethernet cable, but there's something happening tonight with the Virgin. I don't know whether it is like atmospherics, but there's something definitely happening. Anyway, hopefully that made sense about there being this sort of this abrupt ending to the relationship. In the where your path is headed, we've got the Page of Rods or the Page of Wands reversed. Now, this is talking about a very youthful energy. Oh, hang on. Hold on, hang on. That's saying there's no connection there. That doesn't make any sense. Right. Connect to this one. Bear with. Let me just type the password in and do it so that you can't see what it is. That one. Which one am I on? Yeah, so that should be good to go. Sorry everybody about this. Bloody it's been a while since Virgin's messed up like this, hasn't it? It's been a long time. Well, the password is right, that is in, so hopefully that will give us a backup, but it doesn't feel like it is at the moment, does it? It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a very secure connection, put it that way. But no, it's telling me there's no internet on that one. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Right, we're just going to have to persevere, everybody. We're just going to have to persevere. Right, sorry, Cindy, my love. I've got all sorts of gremlins happening at this end. So the Page of Rods, what is the Page of Wands, right? The page is youthful energy, a little bit naive, a little bit innocent, quite young feeling, but in terms of confidence, you can see this person almost looks like a child. Now, this is your path, so it feels like, I don't know how many relationships you've had, but it doesn't feel like you've had very many, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like you are, you know, you've been around the block, if that makes sense, right? It doesn't feel like you've had a lot of experience in relationships. Now that's fine, but the only thing is that can leave you a little bit vulnerable. Okay, so just be aware of that. Just be aware of that, my darling. The Ten of Swords in the potential. So Swords is a difficult card, especially the 10, right? The 10 of Swords is very difficult. It's saying that perhaps there is a, how can I put it? Perhaps there is the path of this relationship will be very, very challenging. Okay, put it that way, especially from Christopher towards you, right? It feels like Christopher is going to be a little bit difficult to deal with in terms of the relationship, leading to the 10 of Swords. Now, I'm not saying that this relationship isn't going to work. I'm just saying it feels like it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort for you to be able to have a happy ending with this one. It almost feels like the relationship is, I'm trying not to say doomed, but it feels very, very like red flag, if that makes sense. The connective tissue between the king and the page, we've got the star reversed. So the star, my darling, when it's reversed, is talking about wishful thinking. So the star is all about wishing on a star, making those wishes, making those goals come true. But when it's reversed, for me, it is absolutely wishful thinking. This is about, you know, you want a relationship, you like the person, and you're almost prepared to ignore those red flags. But again, with these cards coming up, I think the idea of being in a successful relationship with him is wishful thinking. It doesn't feel like there's anything positive here to tell you, particularly because we've got the 9 of Wands coming in, which is that licking your wounds, gaining your confidence card. It's all about, you know, feeling more confident, winning the war, but, you know, at what cost? This does not feel like it's a very happy relationship to come, if that makes sense. So although Christopher might have feelings towards you, it doesn't feel like this is a positive relationship. This absolutely feels like a red flag situation, especially because then at the very root of it, we've got what should be a happy card, which is the World. This should be a really vibrant, positive card. But again, this is reversed. And this is saying that it feels like your world is going to get smaller if you go into a relationship here. And again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, my darling. If you really like Christopher, then you can go in with your eyes open and just fingers crossed, you know, try and see it for what it is and try and make it work. But the cards are saying that your world, you're not going to have many options. You are not going to have, this isn't coming from a place of openness. If these cards were upright, it would be an amazing relationship. But the fact that all of these are reversed is feeling very negative. It's feeling very warning-y. And especially with this World coming up as the root, it's literally saying to me that your world will be in turmoil if you get into a relationship with him. Okay. Again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, my darling, but these cards are overwhelmingly difficult. There's no cup cards apart from this reverse king, which is telling me, you know, maybe you want a relationship and you're prepared to ignore the red flags. There's nothing in the outcome cards that's about positivity. There's nothing here that is in any way, shape or form positive apart from the 9 of Wands. And as I say in this deck, that's the bruised and battered but eventually won card, and that I don't feel is a very good signifier with these other 5 cards around it. But hopefully, my darling, that makes some sort of sense. Again, all I would say is be very careful. Take this as a bit of a warning from the Akashic fields, from the dragons, from the cards, and maybe if you do end up in a relationship with Christopher, maybe just forewarned is forearmed. But please be careful, and I hope that helps. Right then, oh, what's that? You're French. You look at the reading, you'll translate later, but the card is reversed. A lot of the cards are reversed. Yeah, a lot of the cards are reversed. Rabina does. Hello, good evening. I will be opening up a free round shortly, my darling. So if you are here and you're wanting a free tarot reading, I will open up the round very, very soon. But look, as Ed said, have you all remembered to hit the thumbs up button yet? That would be lovely. If you could hit the thumbs up, that would be pretty damn amazing. Thank you very much if you can do that. But also, why not hit that subscribe button? You have to hit the subscribe button in order to be able to ask questions. And then if you have subscribed, you can do me a huge favor and dong your bell. Yes, hit your bell. dong your bell and change your settings to all. That way YouTube should update you each and every time I upload a video. So yeah, that would be grand if you could go ahead and do the things. Dong your bell, ding your bell, and also hit the like button. Thank you very much. No problem, Cindy. Be careful, my darling. Be careful. Be careful. And bon chance, my darling. Bon chance, mon cher. Bon chance. I think that means good luck. I think that's right. I think that's right. It's been a long time since I've learned French. So yeah. Right then, it is time for a free reading at last. An hour and 20 minutes in. We've had a lot of super chats. Thank you ever so much for the super chats, by the way, everybody. If you would like a free reading, how do you get a reading on the channel? Well, there are two ways to get a reading. One is a super chat. That guarantees you're up next. The second way is to wait until I'm opening a round like I'm doing now, and then pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Then I will pick one of those at random. If you aren't chosen, please go ahead and copy and paste. No, select and copy your question and hold off until I open up another round. In the meantime, if more super chats come in, I will do those in order that they come in and then open another round. Hopefully that makes sense. Just in case it doesn't, here is a handy dandy little video. Okay, right then, let's have a look. Let me just take the banner off screen and let's have a look at the questions. So it would appear, Rabina Sahunter, it would appear that not only are you in, my darling, good evening to you, but also that you are the only person requesting a free reading. So, my darling, you are up next. Good evening, Rabina. I hope you're well. And yeah, so then let's have a look for you, my darling. What am I doing? I'm changing the camera setting. There we go. So then let's have, I'll put the light back on. Do you know, because this room is so weirdly lit, I need to sort this out at some point. I'm going to sort out the lighting properly, because I've sorted out all the background. Now I just need to finalize all of this lighting. I've had to get a little light strip that's like a battery powered one that I've tied to the arm, to the extent to one of these things that holds the camera on. So I've tied it on. So if you keep wondering why it goes like this, it's because it's one of these: press once, press twice, press 3 times, and then you press it again and it turns it off. So yes, that's why the light is a bit weird. But anyway, let's have a look at your let's have a look at the details. So then, Rabina, we do the bell, which cleanses the space from the readings before, and then we bring in Wispy. So Wispy, we are asking for Rabina Sahunter. Rabina would like to know a general reading, please. What is in the cards for Rabina as a general reading? Let's have a look. Oh, was there a... Do you know, this deck is really strange because sometimes it looks like there is a reversed card, even though there isn't. Yeah, there isn't, is there? But I could have sworn just now there was a reverse. Do you know what? I think I'm seeing things. Probably because my gogs are there. That's why. I need to put my gogs on, probably. It looks like we had a few questions come in after the minute long with the double videos. So it's nearly a minute. So you might have to refresh the stream, everybody, because once I play the videos, it's like you've got about a minute. So when we open a round, there isn't a lot of time. So you have to be kind of quick. So maybe refresh your stream, because if you're a few seconds behind in the stream, then you're going to miss it. I don't know whether the mods can just pop that into the live chat to let people know, just to refresh their streams if they're running a little bit behind. Right then, so Wispy, a general reading for Rabina. A long time. Oh, cards jumped. We've got a difficult. Rabina, I think this is a pattern now, because it feels almost like I remember vaguely the theme of the readings that we've done for you before. 7 of Cups. So difficult choices around loved ones and around emotions. You can see here, this one's got a baby dragon in it. That'll be my choice. We've got a crown. I don't know what's in these. Hang on. Putting the gogs on. We've got a crown. We've got, a fairy. No, thank you. No fae. An octopus, because that's a good thing to choose. A rainbow, a castle, and some stars. And is this the magician? Quite possibly, but it's talking about difficult decisions in terms of your emotions and your loved ones. Okay, so that is your clarifying card. I've got to say, it's the first clarifying card we've had of tonight. So yeah, I'm using the Hanson Roberts deck, everybody. This is a tiny wee little deck. It's not a fake Chinese deck. It is actually the full size. This is how the box comes. It's a full size deck and everything. It's just on the wee side of things. So then what will we do? We'll do your we'll do where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is. That's a nice general one. Is that what we want? Yeah, where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. Okay, Rabina, where you are, the 2 of Rods, the 2 of Wands, right? What you need to know, the Queen of Cups. Okay, and what the opportunity is, the 2 of Swords, right? 2 twos. So the 2 of Rods, or the 2 of Wands, this is an interesting card, because in a lot of decks you can see this person's got the world in their hands. A lot of decks have this depicted in various different ways. This is quite a standard image. Now, for me, when this is reversed, it's talking about either there being a bit of a separation, or a bit of an ending to a partnership in some way. Now, again, this is all coming through this difficult decision about romance and love and emotions. So I don't know whether there's some sort of split happening in terms of, and it's to do with your confidence, because the Wands is all about confidence, self-assurance, and all of that. So I don't know whether there's almost like you're being pulled in multiple directions over something. It's like the thing you want to do versus the thing you have to do. And it almost feels like whatever choice you make is going to be almost the wrong choice. It's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And now again, with this difficult choice here with the 7s, it really does feel like it's all being laid on your shoulders at the moment. Which is interesting, because on the what you need to know, we've got the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is that nurturing card. She's close in some ways to the Empress, but the Queen of Cups is that she's connected to emotions, but she is the nurturing side of things, that motherly almost kind of vibe. And I do know you have a family. So it's almost like this is around your family, and it's coming to you to make this tough decision. Again, it feels like this is similar to readings we've had in the past. I think this decision is kind of like, I think the decision has been around for a long time, Rabina. It's almost like this is now something you're putting off, because you don't want there to be this separation going on. But when we've got the 2 of Swords coming up as well, and that's reversed, it feels like no matter what you decide, there is some sort of separation happening. There is some sort of split, because the 2 of Swords, you can see, we've got the person is blindfolded, and they've got the 2 swords going in these 2 different directions, but it's crossed swords. So the swords aren't necessarily crossed in this pose, but the arms are. So this is that X. This is that things not going right. And with this reversal, it's like there is the opportunity here is for more crosswords, more arguing, more difficulty coming up. And it's because of this reversal, it's like saying that whatever you choose, someone's going to be really upset by your choice. But the thing you need to do is to make that decision and almost go with the decision that harms the least, if that makes sense. The decision you can live with the most, because it kind of feels that whatever you decide, if this is like an A or B decision, it feels like whatever you decide, someone's going to lose out. Do you know what I mean? And what you have to be careful of is if this decision isn't made, then everybody loses out. Everybody will lose out. Because it's like the longer this goes on without being resolved, the harder it's going to get, the more interwoven this decision's going to get. And instead of it being like either or, it's going to be everybody loses in a massive, huge way. But I think it's all to do with your emotions and to do with your, like, it's almost like you love everybody in this situation, and whatever happens, somebody's going to get hurt, because there is no way around that. There is no way around that. This Seven of Cups, like whatever you decide, like if you decide to take the dragon, then whoever's offering you the castle is going to be hurt. Whoever's offering you the fairy, I mean, they can just fuck off because it's the fae, but you know what I mean? you know me and the fae, I don't fuck with the fae. But whoever's offering you the kingdom and the wealth and the jewels and the crown is going to be pissed off. Whatever one you pick, the rest are going to be upset with you. Whatever you decide is going to come with, caveats and some sort of disappointment along the way. But it really does feel like the longer this is put off, the more that everybody is hurting. What I'm going to do, Wispy, is I'm going to pull from Wispy. I'm going to shuffle again, right? Using these cards, not putting these back in. And Wispy, I'm going to do A, B, and decider. Okay, so let's see if this is an either or decision, because I've kind of got the impression with these two twos coming up reversed, it feels like it's an either or. So let's have a look. Right, we're going to do the A-B split, Wispy, A-B split and the decider. Right, okay, it feels like you're telling me to stop. Okay, right then, let's get Wispy on board with this. Oh, it's going again. No, it's not. It's not going again. Right. Okay. So then A, the Six of Swords. Okay. So again, swords is leaving the troubles behind you in this case, because you can see we're moving on. We're not ignoring the problems. We're just moving on, taking them with us in some aspect, but it's like you now know what these issues are. They're no longer plaguing you. And again, this is reverse. So it's like the difficult decision of moving on from this decision here. The difficulty is to move forward and to somehow, so option A is to move forward, take the problems with you, and kind of almost, this is talking about almost not resolving the issues. Although you're leaving the problems behind, you're still taking them forward, if that makes sense. It's like you're not resolving them. You are just, now you know about them, you're willing to just kind of turn the other cheek and move forward. Option B, the Three of Pentacles. Right, the option B is something to do with learning, education, or the threes are about learning a trade somehow, or learning taking a financial learning. Hang on, come on, brain. Wispy. What's option B? A financial learning doesn't make sense. Come on, financial learning, financial apprenticeship. No. What is it? Come on, Wispy. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me in a way that I can process. Young people paying? Young people paying. I don't know what that is, Rabina, but young people paying. Paying for what? Paying for what, Wispy? Young people. Right. So this way is moving forward, and I guess letting the young people paying, children paying. I don't get it. Children paying. Right. So this one is talking about option A is move forward unresolved with these issues unresolved, but it's moving forward into more trouble because of these swords, right? And option B is the children paying or the children learning. Children paying or children learning. So whatever that is. And the decider comes down to the Knight of Cups. So this is teenage, like rebellious teenage energy. So that somehow that's going to be the decider, right? Whatever this so the knights for me are that youthful energy, that teenage energy of thinking first, acting later, right? No, acting first, thinking later, that way round. This is that energy of like just doing it, just going for it, just having things happen. So it's like the decider between the two is one way. You take those troubles with you, so you don't necessarily answer any of the questions. You don't make this decision, and you allow things to just carry on. And that's going to lead to a lot more upheaval and a lot more strife because of this reversal. The other option is for the children to learn, or for young people to pay, or someone to pay. I don't know why I'm getting children to pay. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, children to pay, and the Knight of Cups. So there's somebody around you, this teenage sort of vibe, this teenage type energy of being a bit stubborn, being a bit kind of a bit quick to act and not necessarily to worry about the repercussions. This is the decider. So this is that, if you go this way, I think whatever happens this way, nobody's going to get a resolution, whereas this way it's kind of resolved, but you're going to be somehow seen as you're going to be seen as the bad guy, even though it's how it feels like it needs to go. I don't know if any of that makes sense, Rabina. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Like this decider, this knight, it feels like he's helping. It feels like he is helping, and he's like, this doesn't feel like a traditional knight. Look at the card. He's got this golden goblet. He doesn't look like the young brash kind of knight. He looks like an older knight, a little bit wiser. He's got this helmet with almost like the Hermes, the wings on it, almost like the messenger from Greek myth or Roman myth, whatever it is. This doesn't feel like it's brash. It doesn't feel like it's a quick choice. It feels like this is this teenage or this 20s, wiser than his years, 20 something. Yeah, it feels like this vibe, this person is going to help with whatever this decision is. Anyway, I hope that helps, Rabina. I don't know if it does. This is really confusing me because the Three of Pentacles is normally about apprenticeships and about learning and young people going on this sort of study program and things like that. You're right. Oh yeah, I have. Hang on. Thank you. That'd be lovely. Oh, okay. Could you do me a favor, Rufus? On top of the fridge is the Black Forest Gatto syrup. Could you put me about that much in my coffee? Sounds weird. It was amazing. Absolutely. Honestly, it was amazing. Really, really delicious. Just the Black Forest one. Yes, please. Rabina, I hope that helps, my darling. I don't know if it did or not. Sorry, we got interrupted because Rufus is making me another coffee. Yay. Oh gosh, there's 19 comments on the doodah. Let's what? Hang on. Gogs. You love that word, gogs. Bear with me, I just put my eyes on. Is that what I said? Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Yes, that's true. That is very true. No, it was worded perfectly. Worded perfectly. Could it be that I have the Hanson mini deck? No, this is, I've got 2 copies of this and they're both the same size. The standard, I don't know. Patricia, you are the tarot collector in the family. In amongst your several thousand decks, do you have a larger Hanson Roberts, or is this the standard size? Have I been saying this is the standard all these years and it actually turns out it's a mini deck? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It really wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it doesn't say mini on here at all. And this came out, as I say, in the 70s. So, oh no, look, Patricia's already answered it. You believe that's the correct size. There were smaller decks in the 70s. Your deck is the same size as well. Yeah, the mini decks are very small. Yes, I've got one. Well, I've got a mini deck there, which is mini, and I've got the Tarot of Opposition's tin deck, which is also mini. Okay, that makes sense then. But give money and birthday cards for nephews. Yep, that'll be that youthful energy. You'd love to live life freely. I don't want to do anything with my life, such as get a job. That's good then. Okay, I don't know what it's about, my darling, but hopefully that makes sense. Yes, no problem at all, Rabina. No problem whatsoever. The mini decks are really tiny. Yes, in fact, I know. Look at this. This has let me twice in one stream getting up and standing up. I know, right? Amazing. You'll be able to see my fat tummy now. Oh, gosh. Here we go. This is the mini and this is the... Say again, what? I'll have a bit of the rice milk, please, that's on the back. I haven't got any open milk in the fridge. So this is the Tarot of Opposition's mini deck. Now, the reason I don't use this, sorry, not mini deck, tarot in a tin deck is, and I need to find a bigger version of this, because although it is the same size, actually it's a little bit smaller than the Hanson Roberts, it's actually a double-sided deck, but a double, hang on, let me show you. If I do this, right, so you can see it's actually got 2 versions, one way up and the other way up. So it's the Tarot of Oppositions. So it's literally showing you the opposite. So it's like the reversal was built in, and the writing of what the cards are is there in such small writing, it's almost impossible to read. Whereas this is the Pagan Tarot mini deck. It's a genuine deck. This was actually sent to me by the lovely Patricia. And I can't get this open. There we go. And this in comparison, and again, you can tell this is not a Chinese faker deck. This is a standard deck, a genuine deck. It's got the little white book, the even littler white book, look. And this deck is absolutely tiny. So you've got your Hanson Robert and you've got your mini deck. So these are mini decks. The Tarot in a tin deck is sort of in between. So quite often, if you look online, you'll see where they've got Tarot in a tin decks, so which is generally the size of about a normal size of playing cards. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you, my darling. I love you bringing me coffee every time. It's amazing. You know how to keep me happy, don't you? Cough. Yeah, leave me in bed sleeping on days when I'm dead, like yesterday, and then bringing me coffee on days when I'm streaming. Yeah, that's good. Either sleeping or streaming. But you can see the different sizes, and that is without the one of the Chinese fake decks. They tend to be this size, the size of the Hanson or the size of the Tarot in a tin. So yeah, there you go. That's the difference. I will review this Pagan Tarot deck because I think it's absolutely beautiful. Look, really interesting deck. It's just, I don't know about putting my goggles on. I think I need to get binoculars for that deck. Anyway, there you go. That was a little interesting aside, wasn't it? A little interesting aside. Hopefully you found that interesting. The mini decks are too small for you to see accurately. Absolutely. Yeah, they are very small, Renata. Very, very, very small. But there is a smaller deck I once had, and I wish I could find it. I thought when we did the room out, I thought I was going to find it, but unfortunately I just didn't. There was a smaller deck where, like, no kidding, they were the size of my thumbnail, and it was like one of these. The whole point was it was the tiniest ever tarot deck or whatever. And that was the whole kind of point of the deck, was look how tiny it is. But yeah, that was almost impossible to read, to be honest. Almost impossible. I am looking for a larger version of the Tower of Opposition. So if anyone ever sees it on eBay, can you do me a favor and drop me a message to either lisa@beyondauthentic.co.uk, or in fact, I'll pop that on screen because that is my public email address, or via what's it called? My brain's saying Amazon, not Amazon, Instagram, or via Instagram or Facebook. Just send me that link if you ever see Tower of Oppositions in a full-size version, because I keep looking and I can't find it. Anyway, we've got just about enough time. We've got 17 minutes left. So if you would like a free tarot reading, we're going to open up one more round tonight. So if you would like a free reading, go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. And you could also, you have a doll's house. Wow. I don't think this one is quite that size, but it might be the same one. It might be, Patricia. I don't know. It might be. Anyway, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, if you would like a free reading. If you are not selected, unfortunately, there is no point in selecting and copying today, because this will be the last reading of this evening. But if you would like a free reading, please do go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will make sure that I will read one of them at random coming up after this. Yes, indeed. Don't forget, everybody, we do have channel memberships available over at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. They're there because YouTube takes a massive cut of any monies that are earned on the platform. YouTube takes about a 30% cut, I think it is. So we decided to do channel memberships over on Buy Me a Coffee. Yes, I have, Renato. I've heard from Neil. There's some family issues happening at the moment, but hopefully he'll be back on a stream soon. He's doing all right. There's just a lot going on that they are sorting out. Real life gets in the way, unfortunately. They've started the new year with Neil and his family, have started the new year in a bit of an interesting position, put it that way. So they're just going through some stuff, but everybody's okay. Everybody's grand. Everybody's doing well. They're just dealing with some stuff. So they will be back at due course, or Neil, he will be back at due course. Right then. So it looks like we've got 2 questions in from Shikar Mogul and Rabina Daz. Now, as always, when we get down to just 2 questions in, I like to pull a talisman. So yes, what do I mean by talismans? Dead simple. I've got these. In fact, let me flip the camera. I'll show you. So I've got these that came from Witch Casket, and they are different talismans for the different elements, and they are wonderful little tokens. Okay, so instead of tossing a coin, we toss the talisman. I know it sounds ruder than it is, but today I think I'm feeling the spirit talisman. So we're going to toss the spirit. To all the teenagers in the audience, I know I'm already laughing, and if you aren't laughing, then you're not a teenager at heart. I am definitely a teenager at heart. So then, oh gosh, I've just dropped it on the flaming floor now. Hold on. There we go. Look, hello. There's my face. Right, there we go. So, how is this going to work? Well, the first question that came in is from Shika. So, Shika, you will be heads, which is the symbol, and Robina Das, you will be tails, so you will be the words. Okay, so that's how it works. So one of you will be heads, one is tails. So Shika Magol, you are symbol, and Robina Das, you are writing. Okay, so we spin it, we let it fall, and it's fallen heads up or symbol up. So that means Shika Magol, you are today's final reading. Right then, so let me just pop this back in the doodah, because if I don't put it back in the doodah, I will lose them, because that is just the way my ADHD manifests. So yes, no, everybody's okay, Holland. Everything is okay with Neil. It's just dealing with family stuff, you know. What we got to do sometimes, doesn't it? Unfortunately, real life gets in the way of on use. Yeah, you know that famous website on use. Real life gets in the way of YouTube. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, so Shika Magol, your question is Zubair. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Is Zubair the right guy to marry? Will we be at peace after marriage? So will you have a happy marriage? Okay, so let's have a look. We ring the bell, and I'm not singing it. I know you put it in the live chat a couple of times, Ed. I'm not singing it. So we bring in Wispy after we rung the bell. And Wispy, Shika Magol would like to know, is Zubair the right guy to marry? Will we be at peace after marriage? Okay, so we're going to have a look at the past, present, future. That's a good one. Past, present, future, Shika. That's what we'll have a look at for you, my darling. Let's have a look. And so let's just bring in Wispy one more time. We love Wispy when he comes in. Yeah. So here we go. Here we go. Doopy doopy doop doopy doo. Are we doing just a single card drop? No, it's going. It's going again. There you go. A three-way drop. A three-way drop. So then let's have a look. Past. Oh, the three of rods, three of wands. The present. The Four of Swords, and the future. Oh, the Ten of Swords. Right, Shika. Again, this is only entertainment purposes, okay? You make all your own decisions about your own life. This is only for entertainment purposes. But let me pop that on the bottom. There we go. In the past position, we have the Three of Rods, the Three of Wands. This is talking about bringing in other people, more defensiveness, looking towards the horizon, looking for what's to come, to build confidence, to build, self-esteem and self-worth and all of that. So this is talking about in the past. So I would say this is you looking for the future, looking for a longer term relationship. This is you looking at all of that, okay? Which makes sense. If that's something you've been wanting for a long time, you're wanting to have that security of a marriage, that's perfectly fine. A lot of people feel that in their lives. They, you know, being single isn't for everybody, but this is really saying that for you, it feels like that would kind of complete you, if that makes sense. You're looking for your other half, your better half. Do you know what I mean? And so, yeah, that is interesting. But then we get to the present, my darling, and we've got the Four of Swords. Now, fours are about stability for me, but the swords is about trouble and strife and difficulties and challenges. And I don't know whether the relationship between you and Zubair, if that relationship at the moment is a little bit rocky, then it feels like that's going to continue. It feels like that isn't going to magically get better. Okay. So it really does feel like at the moment, this is quite stagnant, if you like, energy. This is everything is stable. So nothing is changing. So the challenges and the obstacles that you're having, the difficulties or the challenges, the hurdles that you have to overcome, they aren't changing. They aren't going to get any better. They're not going to get necessarily any worse. Now, that could be okay. That could be all right if those challenges lead to something positive. If you know, the challenges are about how you get to know each other, how you grow together. And the next card was talking about, you know, positive futures and things like that. But when we look at the future card, we look at the 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords is reversed. If there was ever a card of warning for me, it would be this, in this position, reversed. Okay, because the reversal is saying that these troubles are coming to you. It's not coming from you, this is coming to you. And the 10 of Swords, look, you can see each of these swords are being stabbed. This person's being stabbed in the back by all of these swords. There's too many hurdles, too many problems, too much to deal with. And this is in the future position. And you've got the clouds, and you've got this dark feeling where, like, everything that could go wrong kind of has gone wrong. Just looking at the way the cards are falling, these three cards, it doesn't look like a happy recipe for the future. It looks like you're in the past looking out for something to give you that confidence, and then once you're in a relationship, you're kind of ignoring any issues, because that's just what you are accepting of those issues to come. And then we've got the 10 coming in with this really negative, deep, dark kind of foreboding energy, and that's coming up in the future. Wispy, I'm going to pull 2 more cards, and what we want is more of a details about this, more about the future. Is this to do with, is this just that the relationship's going to have issues, or is this something else, right? So I'm going to shuffle again and give you a chance to separate the cards. So let's have a look. It's going to go again. Nope, that's it. Right. So 2 cards, Wispy, for this one. Clarification, please. Oh, this is to do with love. This is to do with a new beginning, a new love. But could this be that somebody is cheating? And the Queen of Rods. Oh, my darling. This feels, right? This feels like in the future, there is a new start romantically, a new romantic chapter happening whilst all this is going on. So it almost feels like my first question is somebody cheating, and then we get the Queen of Rods or the Queen of Wands reversed, sadness and not a. So this way up, it's talking about confidence, being more confident in your relationship, confident in your femininity, in yourself, in your nurturing ability, all of that, confident in how you see the world, confident in being able to handle things. And this is completely reversed. This is, again, this is only for entertainment purposes. This is just the tarot. This is not saying that this will happen, but this is saying this is a potential outcome with these cards. It's saying this 10 of Swords, this hardship, these challenges, these obstacles could be because there is somebody else in the picture in the future. Okay. And that, again, red flag warning, my darling. I'm so sorry that I can't give you more positive news. I'm so sorry that I can't say, yes, everything's going to be wonderful. I can only read you the cards that fall, and I can only give you the answers that the cards are giving me. But it does honestly feel like if things here aren't sorted, then if there's been any indiscretions in the past, or if there's any indiscretions that you're kind of putting to one side, they're going to come up again. And again, I'm so sorry, my darling. This is not the information that I wanted to give. This is not the answers I want to give, but it is the answers that the cards are giving me. And as I always say, I can only give you the answers you need, not necessarily the answers that you want. But yeah, thank you very much for your question, my darling. And that is, on that downer, unfortunately, that is going to be it for tonight. Let me just have a little look in the live chat. Hang on a second. Let me take that off. There we go. Let me have a look in the live chat. You're two different religions, and it's being very difficult right now. Absolutely. It feels that, my darling. It feels like that. It can speak of self-defense. It's, for me, I don't get that. It's very much about a lot of, it's that stagnant energy, Renata. I mean, it could be that that's needed as well, my darling. But yeah, that is Private Name. Thank you very much for joining us. Unfortunately, that is the last reading tonight, my darling. We do end at 9 o'clock, which is just coming up. Shika, I'm not saying that things will end badly, but it does feel that is like, yeah, that is the reading that the cards give me, my darling. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you for tonight. I hate to end on a downer. So I'll tell you what we'll do, everybody. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a quick 2-second, well, not a 2-second. I'm going to pull a card. So Wispy, let's pull one single card, right? For our group. What is the week coming going to be like for our lovely community here on the YouTubes, right? What is the week ahead bringing for our lovely community in some way or another? Let's have a look, Wispy. What is the week ahead bringing for one of us or some of us? No, not one of us. What is the week ahead bringing for our community? Let's do the drop. Okay. Oh gosh, drop all the cards on the table. And we've got the Six of Cups reversed. Oh, you can see that. There you go, the Six of Cups reversed, right? So this is talking about for the community, for our wonderful group of subscribers, for the mods, for the regular for the members, for the regulars here on the channel, the Six of Cups reversed. Now, I mean, forget the fact that these look like Cabbage Patch Kids, don't they? I think that's probably what they were based on. The Six of Cups is talking about a victory, like a good, happy moment within the community. This is a community card. The fact that it's reversed means there is going to be a little bit of a challenge, or there's going to be a little bit of, maybe unexpected romance, or not unexpected romance, unexpected emotions going on this week. So it does feel like there is something that we need to be aware of emotionally around the wider community, around our friendship circles, around the people around us that we care about. Okay, so just bear that in mind this week, that there is some unexpected emotional fallout or unexpected emotions. Now, this could be positive, it could be negative, we don't know, because this is just unexpected. So be prepared. If you are watching a film and you start crying your eyes out, even though you've seen that film 15 times before, could be that. Could be that. It could absolutely be that. But it could also be that perhaps people in our friendship groups are going to need us more this week than we perhaps think they will, or that we're going to need them more than we perhaps think we will. But anyway, that's a card for the week coming for our lovely tarot community. And you can let me know either on Tuesday if that started to manifest, or next Sunday. In fact, mods, can somebody remember next Sunday just for me to ask the question about the community card? And maybe we'll do that every week as well. That might be an interesting thing. But anyway, thank you ever so much for joining us here on the channel. Thank you so much to the channel members for helping me do what I do here. And thank you to everybody who subscribed. And of course, thank you to the mods, the people that keep this channel running, the people that keep this channel safe for everybody in the community, and the people that basically allow me to be here twice a week. So thank you ever so much. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will see you on the next one, which is Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time. See you then. Bye-bye.